What's going on, guys? So we have breaking news in the AFC South, and that is that the Indianapolis Colts have traded for Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Carson Wentz, former number 2 overall pick in a 2016 draft class, has now been traded the same offseason as the number 1 overall pick, Jared Goff, in that draft class got traded as well over to the Detroit Lions. So now Indianapolis Colts have a brand new quarterback, and really, I think that the Colts won this trade probably by a large margin. I mean, they did not have to give up much. And when you look at it, they needed a quarterback. Obviously, after Phillip Rivers retired, you have the choice of Jacoby Brissett, Jacob Eason. I mean, their hands are kind of tied. They're drafting in the 20s of around the 20s in the NFL draft. Like, what are your options? You can go out there and, trade big. You can trade for quarterback. You can wait for a quarterback to fall to you in the 20s. You can mortgage your future, trade future draft picks, future first-round picks, to move up to try to get, one of the guys that's maybe outside of the top 3 quarterbacks of the draft. Or you can do this. Carson Wentz played in an MVP level in 2017, obviously before getting injured, and Nick Foles kind of finished up the season. And he's shown signs of greatness, but he struggles mechanically. And lately, he's been really struggling when it comes to reading the field. And man, last year was a horrible year for him. He got benched for Jalen Hurts. And now, obviously, he's with the Colts. And the Colts are a great spot for him because the Colts, they have a great roster. Obviously, they were just in the playoffs. And Frank Reich was the offensive coordinator back when Carson Wentz had his best season. And really, the Colts, you got to give them a lot of credit, man. They do a really, really good job of building the roster. They're a team that in free agency, they wait for the big, expensive guys to kind of get signed, and then they kind of shore up with, kind of good deal players later on in free agency after a few days goes by. They're a team that is calculated in what they do. Last year, they traded away a first-round pick for DeForest Buckner, and that paid off really well. He was a great part of their defense. They back in 2018, they received 3 second-round picks to move back 3 spots and get Quentin Nelson when the Jets wanted to get Sam Darnold or whoever they wanted to get at the time. And yeah, it's just a very patient owner. And right now they're top 2 or 3 in draft space. And also, Philadelphia Eagles are eating $30 million of dead cap money that in this offseason, really with this trade, really with the Carson Wentz deal. So man, it's almost a very low risk, high reward situation. And you also look at it, and so basically the Colts give up a 2021 third round pick and a conditional 2022 second round pick. That second round pick turns into a first round pick if both Carson Wentz plays 70% of snaps and if the Colts make the playoffs. So essentially, if they're going to be drafting in the top 18, they're going to be keeping their draft pick. So it's, pretty good deal when it comes to that. They're not giving up a lot, but I mean, Carson Wentz has a chance to kind of revive his career. He's definitely got an uphill battle, but he's surrounded by the right situation. But when it comes to Carson Wentz as a person, he's kind of a bitch. And I say that because, when Nick Foles is on the roster, I don't want to play with Nick Foles. I don't want to be on a team with him. And then when, he says, I don't want to play with Doug Peterson anymore. I don't want him as our head coach. They fired Doug Peterson, and he still wants away from the Eagles. And, there's been a lot of question marks around really him as a teammate. I'm not super close to the Eagles situation, but this is just what you hear from a casual, from kind of an NFL fan, is that, he's not the best guy to get along with. So I don't know. They got it. And it's weird because he doesn't seem like that bad of a guy or anything, but it's a lot of drama behind him from a guy that went to a very small school with North Dakota State. You would think that he'd have a little bit more, be a little more humble about this kind of stuff, but he's not. So now Philadelphia Eagles are drafting number 6 overall in the upcoming draft. So what do? Obviously, Trevor Lawrence is off the table. They probably had to trade up, but they want either Justin Fields or Zach Wilson. Maybe they try to get another North Dakota State quarterback with Trey Lance if they want to pick him there. Maybe, who else is out there, like Kyle Trask, Mac Jones. I don't know. it's one to definitely monitor. But we have a new quarterback in the AFC South, Carson Wentz. So we'll see if he can kind of revitalize his career for the Indianapolis Colts. But I think at the end of the day, Indianapolis Colts, there wasn't a lot to do. They could have been super greedy. I mean, the Rams are first to jump on any trade. The Rams don't have a first-round pick in any of the next 3 drafts. Obviously, after the Jalen Ramsey trade and trading away 2 first-round picks for Matthew Stafford. So they get this guy. And we'll keep seeing what the quarterback carousel does, man. It's a lot of movement, man. Definitely a lot of movement. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think of the trade. And I'll probably do a call-in show later tonight, hopefully. And I'll see you guys later.